So maybe, just maybe, there's something going on. There's always something going on. This is like just the random thoughts that I have so that I could talk out loud. Hello everybody, welcome back to another video on my YouTube channel. Thank you for coming. How's your day? My brain hurts. So as you can probably tell from the title of this video, I am going to be going over the many larger theories that I have and a few smaller theories slash like side stories that I have for the Ateez storyline. At first, I wasn't a theorist-teeny, but now it's like this is all I've been doing for the past week. So I am gonna credit a few friends of mine who have given me inspiration for a lot of these theories. I've been on Tumblr. I've been taking some advice from other viewers from my lives that I've been working on this with. So this is basically just like a compilation of ideas and theories that I have kind of compiled. So we're gonna get right into it because this might get long. Also, if you see me looking down, I have my laptop, the trusted laptop of everything that is good and healthy in the world. So my first theory is how they're gonna go back to the beginning. Everyone's thinking that it's gonna be time travel from the present to the past. That's not what I think exactly. So in the diary film, Hongjung was found in the warehouse. People have already speculated that this is the same warehouse from Hala Hala. So that's connecting those, the Hala Hala MV to that further. He is met with the man in the black fedora. Now hear me out on this. I originally thought that it was Woo-young who was the man in the black fedora, but now I'm starting to realize that they all have their own. So it's each member has their own man in the black fedora, as seen in the Say My Name MV, Hala Hala, Answer, those MVs where they each are met with the other Ateez. They're doppelgangers. So in the Answer MV, it was interpreted that Hongjung made a deal with the other Ateez, and this is where the theory gets a little more in depth with Hongjung's involvement with everything. During the Crescent Party that they did a few months ago, they were basically saying that there were a lot of hints to come back into the storyline, which that hurt my head. They were hinting how they were going to go back to the beginning, back to Pirate King era, stuff like that. Everyone was saying that they were going to travel to the past. I think that we've been already in the past and that the diary film was the present kind of thing. Or the diary film was the present. It's mind-boggling. But I believe that Hongjung meeting with the man in the black fedora is the past. Notice how Hongjung looked slightly surprised when he first saw the man. As the man gave him the hourglass, probably because he was holy shit, that's me. Maybe Hongjung was so saddened by the fact that he did not have his family because Hongjung in the diary film said that all he wanted to do was to be back with his family and with his friends. So maybe he was so saddened by that and so desperate to get that back, he called upon some powers in the universe, or the universe was okay, let's help this guy out. And he was so saddened by the fact that they were all divided because throughout the diary film we saw them slowly break apart, especially during Jongho's diary part of the film and Mingy's diary, we saw that definitely the break. The man in the black fedora offered Hongjung the deal that they go on a journey, kind of like pirates, Pirate King. So first in the Say My Name MV, this could be the beginning of the journey where they figure out what they're doing, where they're going, what they're looking for, what treasure they're looking for. Then in the Illusion MV, see, a lot of people were saying how Wave and Illusion were kind of in the BTS Bangtan universe, Idol was not connected to the storyline, and people were saying that was similar to how Wave and Illusion were connected. I first agreed with that, and then I watched the Illusion MV and I was wait a minute, this could connect. Illusion was them actually going on the journey. And Illusion had definitely a Neverland vibe, which also connects back, and how time doesn't exist in Neverland. Time doesn't exist, no one grows old. So maybe that's where maybe a Neverland theme could somehow come into this. Wonderland is where they find the treasure, and Answer is where they give the treasure to the other Ateez, and they make the exchange of what Hongjung made the initial deal over. This is so hard to interpret verbally. Definitely written down is a lot better, but verbally it's very difficult. So it's connecting Treasure, Say My Name, Illusion, Wonderland, Answer. They go, they prepare for the journey, they go on the journey, they find what they are looking for, they give it, and whatnot. Another object that is seen a lot are mirrors and broken glass. So in the Say My Name MV, Yeosang was trapped in a glass box, which connects back to how he felt like, or connects to how in the diary film he said that he felt like he was a bird trapped in a cage, how he was free, but he was trapped. Yeosang was kind of connecting how like he knows what's going to happen in the future. He has that freedom of knowing, but he can't do anything about it, so he's trapped. Because also in the Say My Name MV, a man in a black fedora was like circling the enclosure that Yeosang was in. And then again in the Say My Name MV, San was in a room surrounded by broken glass, and he looked in a mirror, and then it was like his reflection, and then in another scene it was him looking in the same mirror with a man in a black fedora looking back at him. Because this was definitely where we made the connection of, yeah, no, they're opposites. They're not the same people. The people in Hala Hala are not the same Ateez that were in Say My Name. Like, they're two separate worlds colliding. My second theory is kind of going on to how, what's up with Mingy and Jongho, because in the diary film, I'm gonna be saying that a lot. In the diary film, Jongho pushed Mingy, kind of seen as a fighting tactic, as in they were about to be like, I'm gonna throw hands. That kind of makes me think about what Mingy did to Jongho, because Mingy, like, throughout the storyline has been pretty much to himself, especially in the Answer MV where he was seen in that boat by himself. During Wonderland, he was by himself surrounded in a ring of fire. And Jongho was was seen with an injured leg during the diary film, and how he was like, my basketball career is ruined and now I can't pursue music. So maybe he had a connection to Mingy through music, and that's why he can't pursue music anymore. There's also a lot of people saying that Yoonho and Jongho were brothers, and how maybe Yoonho was the one who got hit by a truck, which my friend Lily, shout out, said that the truck that either killed Yoonho's brother or hit Yoonho was San's moving truck during the diary film, which makes a lot of sense because it was like a truck horn that was like meh, and then the big headlights. I've seen a lot of people say like the guitar that Jongho had was similar to the one that Yoonho had, so maybe like Jongho was kind of like projecting that hate onto Mingy. And then Jongho was surrounded by fire, which is very similar to Wonderland MV. Mingy was surrounded by fire. So that's my connection between those two. My third theory is what Hongjung knows and who else knows. After watching the opening scene in Say My Name, I thought of something that involves how much Hongjung knows. As he walks between the people in the black robes, he is holding a like trumpet thing with like the Ateez, like with a flag that was like the Ateez flag, which is something we've seen since like Pirate King Treasure. They were all carrying the flag, but in those films, in those MVs, they were white and black, not red and black. So that kind of shows me that it's like maybe the other Ateez, because in Hala Hala, on the like megaphone thing that Hongjung was holding, it had the same flag that was red and black also. So that could be that kind of like difference. So my theory is that Hongjung had a meeting with his doppelganger during the opening scenes in which he received the trumpet and the flag to kind of like group everyone up together, kind of to show that he is in charge, he is the leader, he is the captain, if you will. Notice how Hongjung also looks down in remorse as he drops the trumpet. So this could possibly mean that he knows something's gonna happen, so maybe that's him just like being like, I can't do this, and then all of a sudden back he's like, okay, maybe I can do this. And my fourth theory is that Yoonho is somehow controlling everything. This could contradict another theory that I have, that it was Yoonho's brother that got killed, but I think that Yoonho didn't get killed specifically, but maybe he's trapped in time somehow. So during the diary film, during Hongjung's dream, he was seen facing a wall, like he was in front of a store that had several TV screens in front of it saying that this is the outside world. Maybe, just hear me out on this, Yoonho was also seen in front of several TV screens during the Wonderland MV, so maybe that's them being trapped between different dimensions. So maybe like Yoonho was somehow controlling everything that's going on, trying to help them to, or like maybe he's the one that they're trying to save. Maybe Yoonho is the one that they're trying to save by time travel and stuff like that. Random connections that I have from the diary film and other MVs is that Songhwa and Yeosang are connected because during Songhwa's memory, he was trying to figure out who like this girl is. He's trying to figure out like what he's missing. He's missing something, and then he finds a bracelet that says "Be free." It's engraved on the bracelet. Yeosang being all about freedom, trying to get free. That's how I made that connection. Yoonho and San are connected. San's moving truck was maybe the thing that like hit Yoonho or Yoonho's brother during the diary film. And finally, for like another like just a mind brain buster, I don't know. In the Answer MV, it was definitely something heavy about time because Yeosang was trapped in a desert that was very similar to a desert that was in Pirate King. They were in a desert, so that was probably connecting how the beginning could be coming back. He picked up a piece of broken glass. Another member that was seen with broken glass is Hongjung in the diary film and San during Say My Name. Mirrors are often speculated to be like ways to different dimensions, and like there's another realm in mirrors, but basically like mirrors are seen as, you know, portals maybe. So maybe Yeosang like went through a mirror to a different dimension to like the very beginning to try and do something, trying to get himself free, but like broke something, so he's trapped now in there. And then San was surrounded by the broken glass. Maybe he and Yeosang did like maybe something like that. I don't know. There could be like 3 members that represent time. It could be Wooyoung, San, and Yeosang, because in the Answer MV they were all in this like, they were all on this like circle thing that was like had white dust snowing down, and it could have been the dust from an hourglass because they really put a lot of pressure on the hourglass now. And finally, my theory about who the man in the white mask is. I think it's Mingy, because in the Answer MV we were introduced to a man in the white mask, which is basically a mysterious man who was in the dining hall that the meeting basically happened in, but it was all destroyed. The chandelier was down, it was dark, glass was broken in, you know, the whole 9 yards of creepy. He was holding the periscope that Mingy has had since Illusion and that he had during Answer. And not to mention like the way that the man in the white mask looked physically, he has a very similar physique to Mingy in my opinion, because it's like broad shoulders, very tall. So there's that. And that is pretty much all the theories that I have for now. I hope this video wasn't too much of a cluster because I feel as though it was. And I wanted to try and organize it as much as I could, but with Ateez, you can't organize. I hope you guys enjoyed this week's video. If you did, give it a like, comment down below some of your theories and what you also want to see from me next. And also leave some comments down below about what other groups you want me to react to. Anyways, I will be going, so bye!